Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your last 2 weeks of November, read 15th through the 30th. This is general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. My space looks a little different because I want to pull a lot of cards today and I need more room because I feel like the last 2 weeks of November are going to be needing some extra card pulls. So we have a lot going on with you guys this month, right? I mean, it is leaving you guys, right? The sun is entering Sag on the 21st. The sun in Sag is going to be focusing on, where you guys are all about, looking underneath everything and, focusing on the details of our just existence, all of that. This is more of a big picture energy that we're going to be going into with Sagittarius. And it is a fiery sign. It is a mutable energy. We're going to be feeling this desire to kind of like reach out to the world and connect with something larger than ourselves. We're really going to be able to get the courage up, right? To expand our path, expand our horizons, the way we think, what we want to do for ourselves. So all of that is really great. And we have this happening also on the same day. We have Venus is in Scorpios in you guys, and that's going to be happening from the 21st through to the 15th of December. Guys, this is a very deeply passionate energy. You guys are going to be feeling it really strongly. So just know that this is a very deep energy with a focus on things that are real, right? No superficial flirtations. You're not going to want to deal with superficial anything. You're going to be yearning for this kind of body and soul contact with someone special, contacts that are extreme and intense and unforgettable. Very emotional position for Venus. It really is. It's a very passionate, sensual, very intense energy. Our relationships are going to feel immensely important to us. We may even feel like they consume us. Say what you mean. Somebody else got that. You may even feel like it's consuming you, and you're going to be happy about that, though. You're going to be okay about that. We're actually going to want that at this time. You guys are going to want this at this time, especially. Now, the drive is going to be towards this intense closeness, but blind faith in our partners or even in a situation is really hard for us now, because it would be ridiculous to say that everyone is in relationship, right? Not everyone is. So what else does Venus mean? Venus also means money, and us feeling passionate about our money and feeling good about how we make money. Feeling good about ourselves. Venus is also our self-worth, right? So we might not feel, though, 100% like we could just totally like free fall into something. And it's because we might fear being too vulnerable or giving up our own power to a person or a situation that might at least seem stronger than we are at the moment. You guys are all about an all or nothing kind of energy, right? So relationships and things can definitely take on a little bit of a roller coaster vibe as a result of this. But really saying no to like anything that's mediocre or anything that's superficial is going to end up compelling all of us to potentially create a crisis in order to feel alive and to feel like something is real. Because that's definitely like a testing kind of energy that can happen here for sure. So just know that, right? I'm going into it. All right, so we have Say What You Mean, and then we have Serendipity. Oh my gosh, I did all that shuffling, and why do I feel like Libra got these same cards, all that shuffling that I did, and I shuffle additionally in a pre-shuffle, believe me when I tell you. So all right, sometimes it comes like that. Sometimes, a lot of you guys might have heavy Libra in your chart, but somebody needs to hear this. Say what you mean. It's like, get to the point, get to the bottom of something. So you might be saying this to somebody, or they might be saying this to you, but there are definitely situations that are going on, epiphanies happening, everything that's going to be happening. Especially, guys, we have this full moon lunar eclipse happening on the 30th. We're a couple of days after Neptune stations direct, which, hallelujah, thank goodness, Neptune is stationing direct. But just to give that a little something, because I'm going to be doing a separate video on that, on the lunar eclipse, but just so that you know, this is going to be a really potent one, very powerful, very powerful. It is. You know, we have the nodal energies, which are Sagittarius in the south node, Gem in the north node, and we have this full moon lunar eclipse. This is the second one along this axis that's happening. So this started like the end of May into June. It's going to be going until December of 2021. So right now there's like the middle of a story unfolding. The story started already and we're like unfolding something, right? So when we have this energy, it's an emotional time. It's a time of romance, of fertilization, of relationships, of new beginnings, of releasing. Something needs to be either released, reconnected with, built, or, or fixed. I mean, something needs to be fixed. If it's not fixed, it may not end up sticking around, because this particular lunation is very, very potent, very powerful. And this is all about turning points and epiphanies happening on the 30th. So lots of stuff, and look out for the signs. So watch out for repeating numbers, change of smells, change of temperature, flooding memories coming back, hearing songs you haven't heard of in forever, or hearing from people that you haven't heard from, anything like that. But this say what you mean energy, don't beat around the bush in any area of your life. Get right to the point, say exactly what you're vibing, and expect that from people. Expect that from people. But no beating around the bush, Scorpio, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that in this energy. So let's pull a couple of rolls of two different Lenormand decks. So we have the Cross, okay. We have the Garden. We have Ring, strong foundation. We have Stork, okay. We have new cycle upon you. So the Cross is all about the need for redemption, right? So something has gone on in your life that you need redemption from, or you're feeling like you need to redeem yourself from, right? But it's that Christ consciousness energy. What is that? That's like Christ died on the cross for our sins so that we would be able to be redeemed, right? So it's this idea that you have had to deal with somebody else's shortcomings, and in order for something to be redeemed, something needs to be let go as it was in order for redemption to happen. So maybe it was a way that you acted or somebody else acted in the past, but there is this idea that something needs to end the way it was so that there could be this redemption. And I like that we got Garden, Ring, and Stork after that. Okay, let's see what needs to be cut out. Okay. Beautiful. We got the Sun. Okay. So we have the Garden. So the Garden is all about social networking, reaching out to people, social media. So Scorpio, I mean, this could have to do with a job. Let's say you were working on a project and everything was set in place, but somebody was really irresponsible or did not have very good intentions. That person needs to be let go. And you need to take it upon yourself to do some new networking, reach out online, connect with people via either the internet, phone, whatever it is. But do some sort of networking, because this networking is going to be very, very beneficial for you, and it's going to incite a very strong foundation, and it's going to start a new cycle for you. So same thing having to do with relationship. It really is. Like, let's say somebody was very irresponsible in relationship and they did something that was deeply painful for you, and you ended up being on the receiving end of all of that. Well, you letting that go, and you putting yourself back out there, and you letting yourself meet new people, because it's a meeting of these new people that's going to incite this new cycle, that's going to incite this strong foundation. So there is this cutting out, but whenever we have Lenormand, we have to look at where are the edges pointing, where are the people looking, right? So we have the scathed edges pointing to the stars, and the stars is what's preordained, predetermined. This is already sort of written. It's written already. So this is the thing. You're trying to cut out something that has been written already, something that has been done, right? And so why I sort of have a smile on my face here, because there's something that you think is absolutely done, but it's not. And we have the Venus energy here. She's holding the Venus symbol around her neck, looking out into the future. And what does she see? She sees the sun, and the sun is all about material happiness and a fabulous outcome. So something needs to be cut out. There's a cycle happening here. There's a new cycle. And it does seem like you're going to be very focused on this new cycle, but something needs addressing from the past. For some of you, there's going to be a little like you're going to be returning to a project that you worked on at one time, a job that you worked on at one time, a relationship that you were in at one time. There's an element of going back. You can try to cut out the star and it, like when we get these energies together, you can try all day long to cut this out. No, you're not going to be able to. I know some of you aren't going to want to hear that. But something is meant to happen exactly as it's happening. Exactly. So there's definitely this release, right? This release and this ending, right? These two are working together for sure. And you're definitely going to gain benefit by reaching out via social media and networking. And the strong foundation you see, it's happening in your future. And this new cycle is going to be very, very beneficial. But the thing is, whatever it is that's being cut out, you have to understand like this was all predetermined already. And this is just part of your destiny. If you try to cut out or you try to circumvent or take the easy way, I'm not saying that you guys would at all, but you have to understand that there's something very spiritual and there's something very pre-written already in this situation that you're going to be releasing. So you just need to understand that. Okay. Okay, makes sense. All right. Okay, let's get these guys over here. And let's pull, why don't we pull the light seers for you guys? So I'm going to be doing past, present, and outcome. And then I'm going to pull a line for any challenges you might be having, so that you know. And then I'm going to pull a separate energy altogether for a little bit of a subjective read for an energy that you're dealing with. So that could be a partner, a business partner, intimate, family member, friend, anybody that you're dealing with, okay? Okay, the Magician, the Empress Reverse. Really wanting to make something happen, Scorpio, but it's like, it won't grow. Why? Why, right? That Empress energy, it's like dependence on somebody else that ends up being an issue. Could be limited resources. For sure, let me just move these. Put that over there. Okay, so we have, starting with the Magician, I love this energy because this is all about focused creativity and turning vision into reality, right? Feeling very inspired in your actions. This is a Mercury energy, which rules third house Gemini, success, Virgo. Gemini is all about communicating and learning, right? Gemini is the sign of the student. Well, it's more than that. It has to do with siblings. It has to do with your neighborhood. It's more than that, but for the purposes of this is like looking at your communication, looking at your ability to learn things in order to incite changes in your everyday, which is that success energy. It's your day-to-day work environment. It's the people that you work with. It's your day-to-day environment in general. It's also your health, mental, physical, and emotional health. It's also your small pets, right? But the Magician energy it's an alchemical energy, but it's alchemical energy specifically with the Mercury energy. So blending those third and sixth house energies together. So it's learning something new, it's communicating something new in order to make something in your day-to-day better, bigger than it is, right? Creative, turning this vision into reality. But then we have this in the recent past. We have this working with the Empress Reverse energy, which does indicate dependence on others. Those of you who are trying to get pregnant, this could indicate fertility issues. It could indicate some sort of issue as like moving forward in something. So you might be feeling really stuck if you're trying to push some sort of project forward because you don't have the resources that you need. That could have to do with, money or work. For others of you, you might just be with somebody who's just not willing to put in the work. This could also indicate if it has to do with relationship, you guys have in your mind's eye exactly what you guys want to do. Maybe you want to get together, you want to get married, you want to have a baby, you want to buy a house, whatever, but you just maybe don't have the money, right? And this may have been what you were really dealing with in the recent past. Then we have this working with the Page of Wands, and this indicates some sort of new project coming in, a new creative idea, some sort of new solution coming in that you feel really excited about. And then we have this working with the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is this is a very less than free-spirited energy. So Scorpio, you could be in a space where you're feeling super creative, really excited, very motivated about moving forward in something. This could also indicate, for those of you who in the Page of Wands energy, if you were meeting somebody brand new, like a brand new relationship, be careful that they're not a player. I know that's kind of like, what? You were just saying all this positive. Just be careful. That's all I say, right? Because this is not the most mature energy in the Page of Wands. Remember, Wands can be a phallic symbol. And Page is the young of the court. They are the most immature energy. Just saying. But they're upright. They're not in the reverse. So, you know, this could also just be an energy that's just very passionate and very creative, and you're just very excited to be with them. But I'd be remiss if I didn't put in that other element. Now, don't look for that if that's not there. You know what I mean? In a connection that you're in. So right now we have the Three of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse is like not enough support going on here. So there might be some wasting of time, maybe too much partying. There could be some gossip going on, having to do with this project that you're trying to get off the ground, like people speaking about you or the project behind the scenes. There could be gossip at the workplace. This could certainly be that. Gossip within family. Not feeling very supported within your connection. Now, you guys could be in a great relationship, and this could have everything to do with work or a project, right? You have to take the messages as they come. And we have the Moon energy. The Moon is like somebody is just not saying everything that's going on, right? That is the Moon energy. And that's the thing. You know, it's like unseen problems. Voluntary changes, trusting your intuition, but not really talking too much about what it is that you're feeling. So you're getting a vibe about things, and you guys get such strong vibes, right, Scorpio? I mean, you're getting some very strong vibes about something that you can't escape. You can't. And you're coming in and you're just taking over. You are. You get the Emperor energy, it's a leadership energy. This is Aries, ruled by Mars. Fresh path, new perspective. I feel like you're in a situation where somebody is not on the up and up. They're either not being 100% honest, they're not on board with your vision, they're not on board maybe with this connection, relationship, whatever it is, in the way that you are, and you identifying it. There's no question, right? And because then we have the Sun reverse, which indicates delayed gratification, some sort of delayed something, right? For some of you, you could be struggling with a little bit of depression right now because of some sort of situation, but you're dealing with this level of arrogance as well. And maybe you feel like your phone calls are being ignored, somebody's ignoring you, somebody's trying to blow you off, not a good energy. But the thing is, the star is such a positive energy in the upright, you know, which is about faith and move. So I just kind of feel like there is this delayed kind of gratification coming in for you. But for the moment, you're trying to get away from an energy, or at least put in perspective an energy that is... I'm not going to say ghosting you, but maybe they are ghosting you. You just don't feel like they're answering your phone calls, and there's a level of arrogance about them that you see very clearly. Now, for some of you, and this is only going to be for some of you, this could also indicate the inability to, this is like more of like a male impotent energy, right? Where somebody is having some sort of sexual dysfunction, and you know, this might be getting in the way of a relationship, or of, you know, of trying to build a family or something like that. But the thing is, it's like, it's an obvious issue, but you might be dealing with an energy that does not want to deal with it, okay? Because it's uncomfortable. There's nothing to be ashamed of, but it is uncomfortable and that's going to resonate with some of you, okay? Because that is what that comes up as when it's reversed. Okay, now is the outcome. We have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So Seven of Swords in the reverse is, to me, it's better than in the upright, because something is coming to light. Somebody is being caught. Somebody's being called out on something, and they're being called out, and they're being like, all right, look, I can't be in this with you because you did A, B, and C, and like, let's make amends, let's forgive, whatever, and I'm just going to go, you know? For others of you, this is making up and working things out. It's going to depend on the situation, but there is this idea of being caught, being called out. All of a sudden, it's like, boom, the light's coming on and you being able to see something. But somebody getting punished because of whatever truth ends up being revealed here. Because somebody was hiding something here. You know, because the Seven of Swords energy, this is a moon in Aquarius. Moon, as I feel in Aquarius, is, you know, different than what I'm showing you. And so whenever we have a moon energy reverse, it's about the truth of something coming out. So somebody maybe had given you lip service and they can't escape it anymore, whatever it is. So for many of you, it's going to be having that conversation and making amends. Others of you, you're going to be deciding to walk away. But, we have the Eight of Wands. This is good information coming in. I like the Eight of Wands. It's one of my favorite minor arcanas because this is good news coming in that's going to incite quick change, almost a frenetic kind of change. This could be via a text message, email, phone call. It doesn't matter, but it's going to incite a very strong foundation in you. Now, this is the thing. This good news is coming in, but then we have the Chariot Reverse and we have the Judgment Reverse. We have to address these for sure. So the Chariot is about getting some really lousy advice. Losing direction. You know, giving up on something, losing direction. The hell with it, that kind of thing. I'm not doing it anymore. Or this news coming in, because you might be getting this news coming in, or so-and-so is not going to finance the project, or maybe you didn't get a job, but it ends up being a positive thing, or you end up getting a job, right? And you getting into the space of, creating this false narrative in your mind about something. Because when we have the Judgment Reverse, this is about making an error in judgment and being in denial about something, fearing change, feeling this sort of weakness. You know, when you get this information in, the Chariot again is about, I have to go back to this. It's about giving up, losing direction, listening to the wrong people. So for some of you, if this is like a relationship ending because somebody was not on the up and up, I do see that if they've done something to you, light is shown on it. They're calling. You guys are talking about it. There's going to be communication. There definitely is. But you're going to be losing direction if you stay in something. It does seem like, because it does seem like something is really... You're in denial about something. You're making an error in judgment. And it's because you're fearing change. And it's because you're feeling weak when it comes to this energy. But it doesn't seem like it would be a good option for you. Now, again, this doesn't have to do with relationship. This could have to do with a job where, you know, a job offer comes in and you're just like, I'm just going to take it. Just to take it. Just because, if you're concerned about money or what have you. But ultimately it ends up not being like the best thing for you here. But I do see it's because you're very concerned about your foundation. We have the Ten of Pentacles. You're concerned about this. You're concerned about your family having what it needs. You're very concerned about not having love and support. You're concerned about that in your life, You're concerned about family trouble that may be going on. Some of you may be concerned about, you feel like you're losing your marriage or your marriage being over. For others of you, it's just, you're just concerned about not being able to have that happy heart space, right? Even if it has nothing to do with relationship, like, your finances being in place and you being surrounded by good family and friend, and you just feeling like you're not sure if all of that's going to actually be able to happen, right? Because you're really focused on resting and retreating right now, and really trying to renew, but you're really having a hard time trying to do that. You're having a hard time feeling peaceful, feeling this sense of renewal. You're having a hard time doing it, and you're really having a very hard time manifesting what it is that you want to happen, manifesting that material abundance. Making a situation better, but this is your block. This is very psychological. This is not necessarily real, but it's almost like, it's like the kind of energy where it's like, what I want is right there, but I feel very blocked because I really want this to work. I really want this project to work because it'll bring me the finances that I need for my family, or I really want this relationship to work because this is what I see in my mind's eye is ultimately being the right thing for me. You just want to make sure that you don't have a blind spot when it comes to this situation having to do with this person. So let's see where they're at. So now this could be, for some of you, this could be a business partner. For others of you, this could be an intimate partner, marriage partner, family member. Okay, this is the Wild Unknown deck. One more. Some full cards across with qualifiers for each, okay? So this is from their perspective, okay? What's going on with them? So the Empress energy is all about somebody who just wants something to grow, somebody who wants to create something. But the thing is, we have it working with the Strength energy. Now, while this is good, it's about self-love, self-respect, being very, very courageous, very brave, willing to do something, you know, tapping into the creativity, willing to take a chance on an opportunity, really wanting to grow something. Empress is the mother of the tarot. This is a Venus energy, so they could be very focused on money, very focused on love, very focused on just kind of maybe being in this to be, you know, feel better about themselves. But we have this working with the Hangman energy. Hangman is a Neptune energy, which is that 12th house. This is about lack of clarity and not being totally clear, right? Pressing the pause button, you know, trying to get a different perspective, feeling like if they do something in a certain way, it's going to be almost like sacrificing themselves, right? So they're trying to gain this wisdom by taking a break away from something. So this person might be ignoring you while they figure out what it is that they want. But now we have this work, and it's being clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse is great here, my friends. I mean, it really is. And this is like, maybe they're going into debt or they're stressing about money, right? So they're very confused and they're very stressed about money. Then we have this working with the Lover's energy reverse. So this is about, you know, so Gemini energy, and in the reverse, this does indicate like a breakup or divorce, arguments, some sort of discord, regret, some sort of bad choices that they're, you know, from their perspective, they feel like they're not. The Lover's energy in the upright is making the decision to put in every effort into fixing the cracks in the foundation of a relationship. I guess that's the best way of looking at it. And this in the reverse tells me that they're not willing to do that because they're just not fair. And I'm not saying this because I'm talking to you. I'm saying this because these are the cards that are coming up. I mean, this is just the reality of the situation. This is a dishonest energy, somebody who is unfair. Now, there could be some legal issues going on here as well. There could be some lawsuits going on here as well. That could certainly play into things. But it is this idea of fair, not fair, equitable, what's not equitable, having to do with money, having to do with love, having to do with connection, right? Because remember, Justice is a Libra energy. Libra is that 7th house of partnerships, people who we have some sort of shared soul purpose with. And it's, you know, because it's ruled by Venus, it can be any of those things, money, love, or, you know, just, you know, do we feel good? Do we not feel good being in something? And it just seems like some energy here just kind of like checked out, right? Because we have the Hierophant in the reverse. The Hierophant reverse is just wanting to be original and creative and having problems with authority, not wanting to follow the rules, follow the law, follow whatever it is, follow the way something is supposed to be going, right? We could just kind of leave it at that, right? Because the Hierophant in the upright is about convention and conformity and expectation and tradition, right? If this has to do with a relationship, this is about honoring the sacred in the relationship. So in the reverse, this is like, no, they have a problem with they have a problem staying within their lane in a way, right? When it comes to either relationship, their business project, whatever it is, you know. And then we have this working with the star reverse. So, you know, they're arrogant right now about something. And it's very interesting, though, as we got this now in a different deck, different spread and everything, where I feel like they feel like they're being ignored. So this could be the kind of energy, though, where it's like they feel like they're not getting their way. They feel like their feet are cut off in a situation where they're not able to move something forward. Now, again, we have the star energy here. This could certainly, because this is specific to them, there could be, again, not to harp on the sexual dysfunction, but this could certainly be an issue, okay? For others of you, it's them feeling like their ability to be creative and their ability to kind of take the bull by the horns, having to do with the situation, is being taken away from them, and that they're not able to be either as creative as they want to be, or they want to be... they want to do things their own way. Let's just say that. They very much want to do things their own way, and they don't want to have to listen to anyone, if that makes sense. And yeah, so that is the energy that you guys are dealing with. And for those of you in relationship, let me just pull some Island Time Wellness. I'm just going to pull 4, and then we're going to pull some astrology energies. We get the butterfly, Ascending, soulmates, keys on a ring. So for those in your relationship, we get the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. So this is nice. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Very good. And we have soul connection, partnership agreement. Really nice energies as far as relationship goes. But then we have key on a ring. Keys on a ring, it depends on what your situation is. Now, as I always say, some of these words one of them may apply, or they all may apply. So for some of you, you may be working on your relationship, and there are many options that you guys are considering. Where are we going to live? Should we have a child? Should we not have a child? Should we get married? Should we not have a baby? You know, that kind of thing. That could be it, right? Because keys on a ring is about options, right? So you guys could be very much together in relationship and just be dealing with how are we going to handle things, that kind of thing, right? Now, for others of you, sorry, I cut out there for a second, but for others of you, this may indicate, this says unconventional string along one night stand. So you're going to know if that applies to your situation for sure, right? I mean, I'm really kind of feeling more along the lines of it being like, you know, you guys are moving forward, but there are many options. There are many things to think about that you guys need to think about. But obviously, if you're dealing with some sort of narcissistic personality or anything like that, keys on a ring may be it. Even though we have the soul connection and transcending obstacles, somebody may just have a hard time showing up in any kind of honest and sincere way. So you're going to know if that energy is for you. Okay, so we have the Astro Dice. We have the 12th house, which is the house of subconscious. Pisces is the landlord there. Neptune is the ruler. We have this working with Venus. And Cancer. Okay, so Cancer is you're going to be very focused on feeling grounded, feeling safe and secure. You're going to be thinking about expanding yourself, thinking about making money, thinking about your dreams. There's a lot of creativity that's going on around your energy right now, Scorpio. Honestly, there is a lot of creativity. As a way of... you just want to make sure with the 12th house energy, because the 12th house is also like where we kind of, it's where our addictions hang out and where self-sabotaging behaviors hang out. I'm not saying that's going to be the case, but just be careful, because it, you know, your reading did indicate that you might be making some poor judgment calls at this time. So just be careful of that. You don't want to end up being martyred or being victimized, right? Because you make a poor decision. You know, because that is that Pisces energy there. 3rd house, perception, Capricorn, Pluto. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of communication having something to do with work. Okay, so we have, just to show you, we have 3rd house, which is Gemini. right? And it's a Gemini house. Not calling you Gemini, right? Because I know sometimes people get confused. It's Gemini is the landlord of the third house, ruled by Mercury. So it's about any sort of communication at all, but it's also about learning. And then Capricorn is the 10th house energy, having to do with work, ruled by Saturn. So this is about being ambitious, but being very realistic at the same time. All right. So the advice here is communicate very effectively, be open to learning something new in order to change the status of how something is right now, right? Pluto is your modern ruler. It's about transformation, renewal, basic instinct. Listen to that instinct. It's not going to steer you wrong right now. It's really not. So that's an obvious interpretation for those of you here with, if it has to do with a project or anything work related. This is the Capricorn when it comes to relationship is really about obviously being able to put the work in. Communicating in a way to help transform something in a way where it actually works. So we have Saturn here. Look at that. And then we have 6th house routine. So when we have Saturn return, it has to do with age. It has to do with time. And it's like time to fix something. Something has reached its expiration date as it was, and it's time to address it. Right? Beautiful. And then we got the 6th house energy, which is Virgo. 6th house has to do with our mental, physical, emotional health. It has to do with our day-to-day work environment. So it's time. It's time here. It's time to make something healthy, fix something, make something straight. Fix something, make something straight, having to do with whatever it is that you're dealing with here. That relationship, that job situation, make the phone calls, communicate, figure out what needs to change, what's got to go, what needs to be adopted. I like the Saturn return here with the 6th house energy because it does indicate that while something may not be easy, it's going to be so worth it, because that's always Saturn. It's always worth it. It's always worth it. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.